of the country. So APC was in Sokoto today. The PDP was in Kano today. And it means one thing, that you have your eyes fixated on the northwestern vote. How much of that can your party muscle right now? If you look at it, most of that place is what you see as blue. And where you have your strength is south-south and the southeast traditionally, and no one can also take it away from the fact that PDP has held sway over the last few election cycles in the lower part of the Nigerian map. But if you look at it now, 5 of those states are now tilting towards the opposition. They are not on the side of Atiku Abubakar. What is that telling you?
So this is it. Now, most of the states in the northwest, you say they are blue, which explains why he calls it Bwala blue. But I'm telling you, this is going to be a northwest different from Bwala blue. And let me explain to you. Now, there is not a single state in the northwest that is happy with APC. Do you know why? They are traditionally farmers. Go point at any state in the northwest now and tell me if the people can go to their farms. As a matter of fact, it is not just about farming, which they can no longer go. It has even aggravated to the point where bandits in the northwest send messages to villages and ask them to send their wives to the bandit. And after 2 weeks, they are going to take them back. Have you not noticed, even as powerful as President Buhari is, he will appear in states in the northwest, and the kind of energy and reaction you get is different. Let me predict, and you can call me after election, the entire northwest we are going to win the entire northwest. If we lose, it will be one state. And even then, we still have our ways to make it before then. Not a single state in the northern Nigeria, PDP will miss. That's what I want you to know. There is a polling.
Out of the 19 states in the northern Nigeria.
Out of the 19 states in the northern Nigeria. If there is anybody that might create a little bit of problem, it is Labour Party. It is not APC.
So you see, in 2011, this was how the election went. This way. You saw Goodluck Jonathan winning most of the South. And his main opposition, winning most of the North. And you see, switch it over in 2015. You saw most of the North also being won by Muhammadu Buhari. He repeated that also in 2019. With the emergence of Peter Obi of the Labour Party, a lot of people had thought that a lot will change in the dynamics of our political map. There are a lot of places or region of the country that things will swing around, and a Kwankwaso effect in Jigawa, in Kano, cannot be taken away. Even if it doesn't win all, perhaps it will have a very strong outing in those states. These are some of the question marks that a lot of the political analysts are thinking that PDP may have a shaky footing in these areas.
But that's what the problem is. People have given a one-side analysis of this. They don't look at the flip side. Look at the flip side. Peter Obi is a southerner. And if Peter Obi is going to get votes in the southern Nigeria, whose vote is it going to affect? The votes, obviously, of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, look at the movement of the young people. And I can tell you that because I am a Christian. And I know on the basis of the feelings of the Christian people in the entire southwest, where Tinubu is likely to get votes, the people are not going to, including his kin folks, they are not going to vote for him. They will vote for Peter Obi because of that resentment and sentiment that they feel. Now, you come to the north. When Tinubu started with this ticket, he thought that it will sell in the north. But as time went on, the people were more analytical in their mind, and they discovered that, look, let's go to the bigger picture and forget about states and local government. Are we prepared to have a president that will say something now in the next 3 minutes he can't remember? Somebody will have to fill up the space. Are we going to have a president that will show up in a meeting now and you won't see him after 3 weeks? We've seen the movie before. Are we going to have a president who has not been able to answer the question relating to drug-related cases that people have leveled allegation against him? Above all else, are we prepared at this time for a president that does not have in his heart the capacity to unite Nigeria? What singular thing has Tinubu done that suggests unity? This was somebody who said, I never believe in Nigeria. This was somebody who tried to divide the North and the South on the basis of religion. This is somebody from the South has wanted to divide the South along ethnic lines. Now, he does not have the capacity or the temperament of one who will unite Nigeria. We're even talking about unity. Now, let's talk about economy. This is somebody who he will try to replicate what he did in Lagos, in Abuja. Now, what did he do in Lagos? The Alpha Beta, his company, took over the state revenue collection. If he becomes president, FIRS will be taken over by Alpha Beta. Now, reflect other things. When they say his wife supplied diesel, translate it to the national. When they say his son managed billboard, translate it to the national. It becomes a dynasty rather than a democratic government where everybody will have a feel of Nigeria. So if you look at it from left, right, center, from character and fitness, from intellectualism, from mental stability, from agility, from the sense of unity, he does not stand a chance. But look at this, is how the people are interpreting it. If you go to the South, the vice presidential candidate of PDP is from the South. Are they going to leave their brothers? Are they going to leave their brother? If you go to the Southeast, they would rather come with PDP because the vice presidential candidate of PDP is an Igbo person. But in APC, they wanted to deny the Igbos. Do you know what they did? They instigated all the Igbos in the party to run for president. Every state have 2 presidential candidates. In Ebonyi, you have Mazi Onu, and then you have Dave Umahi. You come to Imo, you have Mwajuba, you have Rocha Sokorocha. That's how they instigated all of them and confused them out. They don't have a place there. And the Southeast, if there is any party they can claim ownership, is PDP. Are they going to be senseless? Or go to a party that does not have a structure? There's no definition of a future? Somebody that after the day of election, he's going to even abandon them? Are you going to leave that? So the South and the Southeast, I can tell you, we might lose 1 or 2 votes to him, but convincingly we're going to get the South and the South.
So you don't see, I know that the way you feel or the way both your party and the APC feel about each other, right. You try to cancel each other, and I've tried never to get in between, because when politicians are throwing that at each other, you know how to settle your scores. But the question is, those who raise a question mark and say, look, you cannot dispute Bola Tinubu's track record as a 2-term governor in Lagos State and the legacy they say that he has laid in Lagos State. Right. Can you also dismiss Peter Obi and the team that has come with him, with young Nigerians, and the kind of outings that he has gotten and the kind of action day? But I'll begin my conversation tonight with my next guest, who is a spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party and a lawyer, Mr. Daniel Bwala. Daniel, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thank you for having me.
This is where we begin our conversation. If you look at the figure here, the APC controls 21 states presently. Your party controls 14 states. I've got 1 state. And I'll ask you, it's been a long battle, campaigns, and you've been having back and forth with the APC. How has it been from the start of the campaign up until now? Are things swinging in the way of your party presently, or things look a bit difficult for you?
No, things are actually swinging because, for example, the whole gamut of the campaign is about selling your product, right? And of course, you know that after every season of election is what they call referendum. Like if you serve 1 term and 2nd term, then the people will look at your 8 years and judge it against what you said you were going to do. In other words, you don't have any reason to give excuse. So if you look at what APC promised Nigeria 8 years ago, and you look at where we are today and whether the promises have been fulfilled, that will answer the question that definitely the Nigerian people, who are not stupid anyway, they know how to make decisions. They are not going to vote APC. But we went beyond that to sampling that opinion in our engagement, which was the reason why we were involved in debate, we were involved in campaign and rallies and engagement with people. And I can tell you that APC is a shadow of itself. APC is a damaged goods. It's an expired product. Nobody can look at Nigeria today, look at the security situation in Nigeria, look at whether or not Nigeria is corrupted in terms of public officers corrupting themselves, or look at the economy and will give APC any mark. If I have to borrow the assessment of their candidate, he says it's F8, and we don't know whether there is anything like F8, but you see, it's F9. That's how you will score them. So, and talking about the APC controlling 21 states and PDP 14, and it does not really follow. And all you need to do is just travel back to 2015. PDP was controlling the greater part of the states in the country. And yet Buhari came. Some of the governors that even won election in 2015, were it not for the influence of Buhari, they may not have even won House of Rep, not to talk of Senate. So, and this is the assessment period of APC. And that is why you can never use this number of governors controlling states to arrive at the conclusion whether that gives APC a chance.
So there could be a repeat of 2015, that's what you're saying?
Yes, there's going to be a repeat, and even much more. Because in 2015, it was a movement where people looked at PDP and said, look, Nigeria is getting into trouble, and you have not been able to provide a path or solution to it. Now, in 2023, it is much more than that. Because in 2015, the problem was just insecurity. Nigeria was the largest economy in Africa. And there were other aspects of the country that people were relatively okay. In this 2023, in terms of insecurity, nowhere is safe. Not even the capital city. When you come to the economy, that's another ball game. You heard about ways and means. You heard about 70 trillion. You are here seeing Nigerians all over the place is suffering. And then if you come to, that's the economy, the security, and if you come to anti-corruption, for the first time in the history of the country, birds swallow money. Monkeys swallowed money. Insects swallowed money. It has never happened. Corruption became institutionalized in such a manner and dimension. Imagine a public officer, 100 and something billion found. And let me say this. EFCC as an institution has tried its best. But EFCC is overwhelmed, in my view, by the kind of attachment that you see from the political party. APC does not stand a chance. I'm just being honest. That is why, if you have seen lately, they have just resorted into this kind of situation where you see somebody who knows he's dying and is so desperate. We call it anthrophobic.
So, Daniel, because I know you are very you're analytical in your mind. Right. So we saw your the APC here today in Sokoto, correct, which is a very big deal as far as the Northwest is concerned. This region of the country is the big deal, the Northwest region of the country. So APC was in Sokoto today. The PDP was in Kano today. And it means one thing, that you have your eyes fixated on the Northwestern vote. Correct. How much of that can your party muscle right now? If you look at it, most of that place is what you see as blue. And where you have your strength is South-South and the Southeast traditionally, and no one can also take it away from the fact that PDP has held sway over the last few election cycles in the lower part of the Nigerian map. But if you look at it now, 5 of those states are now tilting towards the opposition. They are not on the side of Atiku Abubakar. What is that telling you?
So this is it. Now, most of the states in the Northwest, you say they are blue, which explains why he calls it Bwala blue. But I'm telling you, this is going to be a...
And the legacy, they say that he has laid in Lagos State. Right. Can you also dismiss Peter Obi and the steam that has come with him, with young Nigerians, and the kind of outings that he has gotten, and the kind of support that he has gotten? See him as a third leg in the race. See him as a new force in the race. But he's a force, isn't it?
Peter Obi is a third force. But Peter Obi is not revolutionary. Peter Obi cashed into a movement, an agitation by young people who feel they need a different path. And then what Peter Obi did, he was a member of PDP, was running. If he had gotten a ticket, he wouldn't have gone there. Even after he left, he didn't go to Labour. He was scouting for a political party, right? The reason why I don't bother much about Peter Obi, let me tell you today, by my discipline of law, Peter Obi, as we speak today, is running as an independent candidate. He is not a member of Labour Party.
The Constitution does not recognize independent
so that tells you he's not.
So he has a political party, Labour Party.
So let me tell you what I mean by that. The electoral had made it clear you have a limited time within which you submit the list of registered members. At the time Peter Obi joined them for the presidential race, the list of registered members of Labour had already been submitted to INEC. If you go to INEC now, you summon them, and you ask for the register, you cannot see the name of Peter Obi. And the Electoral Act says it is only a political party that will sponsor a candidate.
But there was that case went to court, and the court, 2 days ago, the court threw that matter out.
On this ground,
on this
whether
matter, yes.
So I haven't heard that. Yeah. I haven't heard that.
But if you find out.
I haven't heard that. So if you move away from there to what can he do? Now let's come down. Where will Peter Obi win? He cannot win one state in the north. The entire North.
Are you so sure about that?
Because
what makes you think so?
Because one, we engage in rallies, in campaign, and we listen to people. The same Peter Obi that they are manufacturing all these 419 polls. Have you not seen all his rallies? All the rally Peter Obi has had now, all of them put together, is not up to our rally in Kasina.
Daniel, just for a moment, we need to go on a break. And when we come back, more conversation about your party, the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and the 2023 race. Are you really ready in your party for this election? Do you have a chance? These are some of the questions we'll be asking when we return from this break. Stay with me, everyone. The program continues right after now.
You watch him now and you don't hear him. Now all of them can they believe say Peter Obi get structure for not. Even Bwala himself use math confirm him. Say APC no go hurt them much. The problem now with the for not now between them and Labour Party. Time don't they come, oh, John Good don dey mature now. John Good don dey mature. No be the one where they say, this. No, they are not seeing it. Yes, they are not seeing it, and it's time for us to take our country back, whether they like it or not. Yes, forget those ones when go talk later. Say Peter Obi can now harm us. He's just cashed into the political blah 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 blue and all that. That is not going to do much harm. Omo, now fear they catch them like that. It's time for us to sharpen our tools. Lagos, 11th of February, Lagos now shut down. 18th of February again, Abuja shut down. 37 million man march. Now won't give. I remember, vote for Peter Obi, vote for competency, credibility, accountability, honesty, integrity. Vote for a character that you can trust. Vote for the future of your unborn children, because this time around we are about to take back our country. Yes. Now them they fear. Now them they fear. When they come, just sit down, share this video and watch. We are going to finish them all.